Overall,
Escape
I'm
by
gonna give
Journey
the
is a
album a
much
three and a
better
half out of
album than I
five. I think
expected
it's
it to
really
be.
good.
Don't get me wrong, I
So that's
wasn't
gonna do it for
expecting
this
anything
video.
terrible, but I never really think Journey would put
This
out an
video
album this good.
sucks,
Journey is overall a pretty
and I
good
hope
classic
you
rock band.
dislike
Sure,
it.
they're far from my favorite, but I think they do
Goodbye.
have a lot of really decent and fun songs in their catalog. For the longest time, I was only really aware of Journey singles, like Don't Stop Believing, for example. But one day I decided to listen to this album, and I gotta say, it's very good. In fact, it may be one of my favorite albums from the 80s. Sure, the album isn't like the most complex thing ever, but I just think it's a really fun album all the way through. Like every song here stands out. There's no songs here that really feel like filler or anything. Like even the songs that aren't as memorable as like Don't Stop Believing or Open Arms, it still are overall a good time. Alright, so speaking of the songs, I think it's time we actually get into them. Now, I'm not gonna go over like every song, and I don't really think that's needed, honestly. I'm just gonna go over the songs that I think stand out to me, like the singles and just other songs that I really like. And I'm just gonna tell you what I think of them. Alright, so the first song I wanna talk about is the first track on the album, Don't Stop Believing, which is, in my opinion, Journey's best song. Yeah, sure, that song isn't like perfect or anything, as I feel like it is like overall pretty overplayed, and the song is like pretty cheesy too. But I don't know, it's just a really fun song, you know. Like it's one of those songs you play when you want to feel positive, and I can definitely give it to that. It does make you feel very positive. To be honest, I really don't have any problems with this song, except I really don't think it should have been the opening track on the album. Like to be honest with you, I feel like once you hear the song, your standards are just set like super high. So every song after that's like not really disappointing. It's just doesn't really reach that high ever again. And I don't really think putting it as the first track on the album really worked all too well. I think it would have been a perfect closer though. So another single off the album is Open Arms, which is a love song, and it's a bit corny, I guess, just like Don't Stop Believing, but it's still a very fun and enjoyable song. It's a very passionate and sweet song, and I just really enjoy it. The title track, Escape, I think is a really fun hard rock song that has a lot of energy to it. Stone in Love is another bit of a sappy, corny love song, but it's still really enjoyable. The song Dead or Alive is really good too, as it's probably the heaviest song on the album. The story it tells about an assassin is pretty interesting too. So it may seem I'm cutting this review a bit too short, but there really isn't much more I can say about this album. Overall, I just think it's a very fun, passionate, and very energetic record that is just very entertaining from beginning to end. If you're looking to get into 80s rock, I think this is basically the best place you can start, honestly. Like, that's not to say it's the best 80s rock album ever, because it really isn't, but I do think it represents the decade overall.
Okay, that's gonna do it for this review. Overall, I'm gonna give this album a 3.5 out of 5. I think it's pretty good. It has a lot of solid songs on it. Definitely have a pretty good replay value. It's probably Journey's best album, but I don't know. I haven't listened